What makes a hero? A hero is more than just someone who saves lives. It's someone who is kind and goes out of their way to help others. Across the DMV, there are many unmasked heroes who pour into the community without asking for anything in return. We wanted to take the time to highlight those people and their contributions. I'm Samantha Gilstrap, and this is DMV Heroes. Have you ever struggled to make friends? Moving somewhere new can be scary, but that's how Friends In came about. It's an organization helping you build community wherever you're at.
Hey y'all, welcome to Friends in DC. Thanks for having me. I'm Onose. I was born in Florida, moved to Nigeria, and then when I was 16, I came back to the US for college.
And where'd you go to college?
Florida Southern College in Lakeland.
Okay, nice. Did your family come with you?
When we moved from the US to Nigeria, they did come with me.
Okay, now when you came back to the US though, they didn't?
They didn't.
Okay, and what was that like, living in the US without having your family with you?
So thankfully I had a grandma, and she had lived in the US, so she was still here. And so I would be on campus, but I would come see her on weekends, and so that was a huge saving grace.
So you went around a little bit, lived in a couple different places. How did you end up coming to DC?
While I was in college, I had friends who went to Howard, and so I would come visit them all the time. I just loved the culture, I loved the city, I loved how empowered I felt and how beautiful I felt in DC. And I just knew when I was done with Florida that I would be moving to DC, so I moved.
Now, back in college, what were you studying? What were your aspirations back then?
I was studying nursing, so I was doing nursing and pre-med, and the goal was always to be a doctor. Since I was literally a baby, I wanted to be a doctor.
You've kind of transitioned your career to more doing, digital creative side. Can you tell us a little bit more about that shift?
As I took a break to study for the MCAT and to write my personal statement, which basically asks you, why do you want to be a doctor? I sat down to write it, and there was not a single reason to me why I wanted to be a doctor. All I could think of was how much I did not want to be a doctor. Everything I've known up to this point was medical school. What am I supposed to do in the world now? It kind of feels like I'd lost my identity, and so I was just trying to figure out where to go from there. And at that point, during my year in grad school, around the second semester, I had started posting more DC content and had started to pick up. And everybody around was like, why don't you just do that full time? And so eventually it kind of edged to the point where it started to move in that direction.
Can you tell us more about High Vibe as well as Friends In? I'd love to know how those got started.
So when I took that time for myself, I realized that I really needed community coming out of it, because we heal within ourselves, but we also heal in community. And so I was looking for things to do that truly resonated with me. So I started looking for things to do in DC.
High Vibe events in Washington, DC this week.
I was like, you know what? If I feel this way, I'm sure there are other people who probably have the same vibe as me and want to do things that I probably like doing. So I started compiling the list and sharing it.
3, we have a fireside chat with Street Sense Media on Thursday. 4, we have a free winter wellness expo at Grounded with tons of wellness experiences and pop-ups.
And then I would take videos of the experiences and I started posting it on TikTok. So that's kind of how that started up. And then Friends In started up maybe a couple months later. And that was because I just didn't feel like there was a space for people to sit down and really get to know each other on a very intentional level. It can be really nerve-wracking just being out and getting to meet people, and so we just really wanted to create a safe space where the next person and the other people that you talk to at this event are also here to make friends. And speaking from personal experience, I was very introverted then, and I was like, when I think of making friends, I think of maybe the bars and the clubs, but then you don't know if the other person actually wants to talk to you or be your friend. And it's like, where do I go to be asked something other than what do I do for work? And I just wanted something that felt real and authentic and connecting.
I have met a few dozen of people here that I, keep in contact.
I was randomly one day just scrolling on Eventbrite, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me go ahead and try it.
If I can, I will come by and support her as much as I can.
I've been in this area for 12 years, so just trying new stuff.
Oh, what's your name? Matt P. Or Pirafon. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, you can call me P, yeah.
You're finding these events, you're creating and curating. What's the impact behind that work?
The entire intention is just to connect people with themselves.
So, are you from here, from the area?
But I've been here since 2006, so it's been, yeah, pretty much like 18, 19 years. Yeah. Thailand. I was born and raised there. Yeah.
I share them so that you can do something that connects you with yourself, but also connects you with your community, and also just sparks joy within you as well.
When I want bread, I want naan, right? I want like,
You want thick?
the dollars.
I was moving $5 from savings to checking.
That was part of like the whole high vibrational name was there's this scale of vibrations, and at the top you have gratitude and appreciation and joy and love, and that's what I really want people to feel from these events that I was sharing. I really just want to empower people to show up in the way they feel called to and give them the tools to do that, so like through the events.
During times like this, community and pouring into myself so that I can pour into others is what keeps me grounded. So let's go for one of my favorite events called I Am the Dream.
I meet a lot of people a lot of the time, and they're like, oh, we love your page and thank you, like you brought me out of your comfort zone. And to hear somebody say like I was very introverted or I didn't feel comfortable going for things alone, but like seeing you post your things or like seeing you go on solo dates empowered me.
How do you find the spaces to host these events?
With friends in, it was very, very important for me to curate something that just felt right, and the space was a really big part. So it was actually really super intentional with the spaces. When I first moved to DC, I would come to Eaton, and I just fell in love with like the greenery and just like the open space.
This is my first time being in Eaton House. Can you explain what kind of space this is?
Eaton House is a community hub for creatives. During the day, lots of people do creative co-working here. They take meetings here. It's amazing. In the night, they have tons of creative events. There's like a Not a Creative kickback. We have friends in here. We have lots of beautiful work. Artists have put their work here, and it's just so powerful and so moving, and it feels like such an expansive space. The monthly event, we usually have it second Friday of the month. It's like at 7:30 p.m. People come. We have...
Okay, everyone, it's time to swap cards. And then after this, we'll be done with round 3.
Connection cards that people use to connect with each other. It's really cute, really fun. We really wanted to make it introvert friendly. And so it's just that space where you can come, you know that other people that are here also want to make friends, so it takes that pressure off, and everybody's just really sweet.
Could you explain how you joined the cohort residency here?
I actually just got an email asking if I wanted to be part of the residency, and that's how.
Did you ever hold events before you were part of the residency, or did that come after?
We did our first event at Binge, and it sold out literally immediately, and that gave me the confidence to be like, I think this is something that other people want. And the event went so well. Even afterwards, there were tons of people being like, please, can you bring this back? And so that's when I was already in contact with the marketing manager at Eaton, and I was like, you know what? I love Eaton. I would love to do it in a bigger space. And so I reached out to ask if he could connect me to the person who was in charge of the house, and that's how I got connected to Pete. And then we did our trial in January. It works great, and then I think I became like a resident in February or so.
It's very refreshed, because like I live here almost 2 decades. This is more of like comfort zone for a lot of people that are new here, or even like I feel like they don't have a friend to be around with.
I put my number in your phone, actually, in your card.
Oh, perfect. Okay, text
So just text me.
I'm really gonna text you when I open this.
Okay, yes, text me. It was really, really good. Got to meet a variety of people, all really cool. Everybody was really welcoming, really just free and open to talk.
I know Friends In is obviously about building community. Can you let me know what community means to you and why that's so important to find?
To me, community is just the people that you surround yourself with, and even if you're not actively speaking to them, I feel like even just showing up, that act of showing up repetitively and being in that space and knowing that there are other people here who also show up in that space, and eventually y'all may talk to each other, but just that feeling that other people have your back even though we don't have to vocalize it is just like a beautiful feeling to have.
Now we're talking about the future of Friends In. What is the dream? What do you see? What do you think's possible?
I love that question. For Friends in Future, I Well, for sure this year we're going on tour to different cities. But apart from just going on tour to different cities, I would love for there to be chapters in different cities so that whenever people feel like they want that need for community, there are cities all over the US and like if we're talking my biggest dreams all over the world where people can come and make friends and have those friendships intentionally.
Now, going back to more personal about you, leaving the medical field and pursuing this, how has that changed your life for the better?
I'm so much happier. I'm so much happier. I feel like I'm walking in purpose and I feel more connected to my purpose. And it is very scary at times. It's very scary on a path where there's no blueprint, kind of like corporate. So there's a lot of scariness in it, but I just feel like I'm on the right path and I feel much more connected. If you're feeling introverted or if you're feeling kind of wary about coming to our events, come. It's a very safe space to come and make friends and get to know people. For High Vibe in general, just telling people and empowering people to put themselves out there and to live the life that they want to live. They don't have to follow the blueprints, and if they feel called to something, it's for a reason and to chase it.
I'm Samantha Gilstrap.
And we are DMV Heroes.